Okay, so we just hit 800 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you to everybody for all the support and comments you've been leaving, and just for watching the videos in general. It really means a lot to me. So now we're going to give something away from just leaving any comment on the last video, and this is a random comment picker from YouTube, and just put in the URL there, and TM14Duck. If you're watching this, send me an email to gettingyournerdon13@gmail.com and I'll send something out to you. Thank you for watching, and let's start the video. Alright, so these are a couple of eBay packages that I've gotten over the past week or so. They've had pretty good promotions lately on eBay. They've also just allowed you to cash out your quarterly eBay bucks. So I picked up a couple games that I had been looking for. The first is a Super Nintendo game that I should have bought a long time ago. I've been really into shoot 'em ups lately, and I wanted to try some new ones. This is called Biometal. I've never played this game, and let me know if you guys want to see some gameplay footage in these videos. I don't mind putting it in, but I also don't want to bore everybody and make the video too long. And then this is a copy of Final Fight CD. This is another game I should have bought. This game has gone through the roof in price lately, but this seller had the manual with this disc listed for $15 because he said the disc wouldn't read. And I figured he probably just has a faulty Sega CD, so I decided to take the risk and pick it up. The worst case scenario, I have a manual, but it ended up working perfectly, and I played it for hours. It's the best home port of the game, in my opinion, 2-player and everything. And then this is a Sega CD 2-pack. The first is Echo the Dolphin, and the second disc is the Classics. It's kind of like the Sega Genesis 6-pack, except it's on the Sega CD, and it has 5 games on it. So that's the eBay pickups that I've had lately. Alright, so now it's time to hit up the Salvation Army. Here's an old Jurassic Park plastic drinking mug. It was only $1 and I probably should have picked it up, but I did leave it behind. It is pretty nice though. Here's a shell for a Wii controller to make it more like a Super Nintendo controller. I used to see these when they were first released, but I haven't seen them in a long time. This is $2.99, so I'm definitely going to pick it up. Here are the Call of Duty, kind of like minifigs. I don't know what company makes these Mega Bloks or whom, but this is exactly what these companies should be doing. They should be licensing themselves out like a Rector set and Lego to, these franchises that they can sell all these products for. So good for them for doing this. Here is a Wii U charging cradle. $2.99 is not a bad price, but I don't need it and the Wii U's dead, so. Now here is the trash wall of the Salvation Army, and here we have the trash trifecta. We have not only a Guitar Hero controller, not only a Wii steering wheel, but we also have the Wii Fit. Just 3 right in a row, just complete garbage. And then to top it all off, there's another Wii Fit board down there. And I mean, just look at the amount of steering wheels here. There's a first party, there's a third party, there's another third party. This is kind of like the trash wall, but I dug through it and I found this sealed nunchuck for $2.99. I actually couldn't believe this was even in there. There's a lot of junk over here, so just dig through if you have the time. And then in a box next to it, under a ton of things, I found this old school DS for $5. It does have a broken piece of plastic there, but besides that, the thing is in like new shape. The screens are absolutely perfect. Here's a Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I'm pretty sure this is a newer one to look old. Still, it's a cool thing. I had a Ninja Turtle ones back in the day. What was Shredder and I think Leonardo. Just classic. Here is one of the worst games ever made, Perfect Dark Zero. This is $2.99, still don't want it. I think I got the one with the Steelbook for like $1.50 years ago, and I honestly wanted my money back. Now, we know how I say look everywhere for games. Here's the DVD section, and there's a DS game right there. Now, yes, that DS game was complete trash, but still, it wasn't in the game section, so it could be anything. Now, here's what I ended up picking up. This is that Boss, the big oversized super shell that you put a Wii controller in, and it becomes more of a Super Nintendo controller. Now, like I said, I saw these when they first came out, and I have not seen them since. And I did want to pick one up, and it is a little oversized, a little too oversized, but it works. Now, here is the sealed nunchuck. $3, I mean, what really needs to be said here? I always say I have too many nunchucks, but I will pick up a sealed one. Now, this is the silver DS. Just in beautiful shape. I mean, look at those screens. They're like, they've never been used. I came home, charged it right up, the battery was fine. The only problem is the little break on the hinge there. And it had a copy of Nintendogs in there, which I'm not going to play. So there's my Salvation Army haul for the week. Alright, so now let's go check out Savers. Last week this was filled with Legos, now it's filled with old McDonald's toys. There's a couple Beanie Babies ones and Goofy movie ones, but nothing I'm really looking for. Now here is an old disposable camera, only $1.99, fun to take to a party, and you can still get the prints developed. Here is a Disney Princesses plug and play. I don't have this one. I have a bunch of them that I'm working on doing videos for, but I'm not going to pick that one up. Here is a third-party addition to a classic controller to make it more of a pro controller. Still looks weird. I don't know what that is supposed to do. Here is a PlayStation iToy. I think it was $1.49. Not bad if you're looking for it. Here is a third-party GameCube controller, and this is another one of those golden books that's more of a recent movie but made to look vintage. I just thought the art looked nice and I would just show it off. And The Incredibles 2 just came out. Alright, so here's 10-Footer Alley. There's a lot of junk here this week. Shrek Treasure Hunt, that's trash. Power Girls Chemical Extraction I would have picked up if I didn't already have it. And there's this weird Disney Kitchen, which I've never seen before. There's actually some okay PS2 games. There's the Hot Wheels game. Now, Gadget Racers and Theme Roller Coaster are the two that I'm going to pick up. And then this Crazy Frog game. I don't see that game very often, but it's pretty much worthless. Here's a Darkwing Duck VHS tape, Birth of the Negaduck. And apparently this was nominated for 5 Emmys. It was a great show. I used to watch it all the time, and the NES game and Game Boy game are both great. So this is what I did pick up there. Slim pickings for me this week, but here is Theme Roller Coaster. It was complete, and these were about $1.60 a piece. And then Gadget Racers, which is a game I've never ever seen before, but they were both in really nice shape. And you know, at a price where I was willing to pick them up. So not the craziest finds, but still okay. Here we are at the flea market bright and early on a Saturday morning. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and there's a lot of people here, buyers and sellers. Now, there's something wrong with my spy glasses, so I apologize for some of the footage coming up. I'll have it fixed for the next video, but let's just power through it this time. First thing I see when I walk up is this copy of P90X. The guy tells me he wants $1 for it. This is like 12 or 13 DVDs. It's a great workout program if you're looking for one. Here is the DVD table or Blu-ray table that I've shown before. This is also where I got Sega All-Star Racing a couple weeks ago. There's 300. It's a great movie. Here's Diablo 3 for the Xbox One. Everything on here is $4 a piece. What else we got here? Here's Saints Row the 4th. There's a copy of Metal Gear Solid 4. There's a Wall-E. Call of Duty Ghosts. Here's Mirror's Edge. I used to have that game, but when my PS3 died, it ate it on its death. And there's Ice Age, Avatar. This is just a good selection here if you're looking for it. Here's the Home Alone movies. There's a copy of Rage over there. The sequel's coming out soon. And then here's an Xbox 360 controller. It's wired. It doesn't have the breakaway, but the guy told me he wanted $2 for it. No brainer. I'm going to pick it up. Here are 3 NES games. We got Duck Hunt. We got Turtles 2, the arcade game. And we also have Super Mario Brothers. The guy only wanted $5 a piece on these, but I already have them. $5 was a great deal, but I'm just going to leave them for the next person who needs them. Now here's a bin of just video games and movies. We see Uncharted 2 there. There's Underworld. I believe that's what it's called for the PSP. Everything in here was $2 a piece, so pretty good deal. L.A. Noire, one of my favorite games ever. If you haven't played it, definitely pick it up. Disturbia is a great movie. Here's a copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's one of the best in the entire series. It's neck and neck for my favorite. Ocean's 11 was there. I mean, some of this stuff is junk. Rambo. Terminator 3. We don't need to talk about that. Here is a copy of, what is that, NBA 2K9. 10-footer. ATV Fury Blazing Trails. There's the Marine. Probably a garbage movie. Here's another copy of San Andreas for the Xbox. It has Saints Row in it, unfortunately. What else we have in here? Again, Uncharted 2, great game for $2. Bomb deal right there. But just like everywhere, you're going to have to dig. You want to find something nice, it's probably at the bottom of one of these piles. I did end up finding this copy of Red Dead Redemption there. I know this is like the 3rd copy I've picked up in like a month and a half or something, but for $2 complete and in beautiful shape, I had to grab it. Here's an Atari Wireless Player 2 controller. Now, it didn't have the bottom battery cover, and I almost picked this up for $1, but I realized this thing's from the 70s or 80s, so there's going to have to be a receiver that goes with this, and they didn't have it, so I passed on it. Here is a Black Ranger action figure, I guess. I needed this one, but it was a little too beat for me. Even at $1, I put it back. Here are some game guides. I didn't ask how much these were because I didn't really need them, and I'm not really into collecting game guides. They're just too heavy. and I'm never going to use them. Red Faction, Armageddon, Bulletstorm. If you haven't played that game, definitely try it. It's so great. It's so ridiculous. It just makes fun of its own self. There's Hunted, and then Batman Arkham City, which if you haven't played that, definitely check it out. Here is a green Xbox controller. I was going to pick this up, but the guy wanted $5 for it, but this thing is beat. It definitely needs new sticks. Did have its breakaway cable, and there's actually 2 more breakaway cables there. The guy sold me those for 50 cents a piece. Here are the dollar DVDs. You gotta dig. I mean, look at this. Randomly, I'm going through and I just find this copy of Wii Sports Resort for $1. Now, the case is beat to hell, but the disc is clean. The case did what it was supposed to do. There's some good stuff here, but I didn't end up picking up anything else. Wedding Planner, I don't know anything about that movie. There's some Jimmy Fallon stuff. I don't really find that guy funny. There's Minions. What else do we have here? 40-Year-Old Virgin, The Sandlot, those are great movies. And then there was this box set of Mystery Science Theater 3000, but it was missing 2 of the 4 DVDs, so I left it behind. I just wanted to show this because I love this ripoff, Super Ninja, and it's like Ninja Turtles, I don't know, Chinese knockoff, ridiculous. This is the guy who I got some games from last week. Kind of picked him clean from what I wanted, and he still hasn't been able to restock. Normally this guy will go like 2 months before he gets any new games. I believe last time it was 3 each or 2 for $5. Now it was 2 each or 3 for $5, but now there are 3 each or 2 for $5. Guy's all over the place on his pricing. Big bump in there, Burger King game. Just nothing really for me. Here's Left 4 Dead 2, one of my favorite games ever, but it has a copy of Grand Theft Auto 4. I think just the install disc in there. You still need the second disc to actually play it. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is not in there. Everything left is pretty much stolen, trash, or scratched to all hell. And then here is the famous video game wall. Everything on here is $5. There's some great stuff in here, and really, if you have the time just going through this, you can find some really great stuff. This guy also has a bunch of PS3 stuff behind me over here, and then he's got 360 stuff here with like NES games below it. And then to the right over here, he just has tons of Wii games. And when you buy a game from him, he gives you coffee on your way out. I mean, you can't really beat it. But the wall is great. Like I said, you really have to have some time to go through it. It can be really overwhelming to try to take in all at once. You gotta dig. The bottom of this thing is, you move the wrong thing and the whole thing's gonna collapse. Here is the Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I don't have this game. This is the only one I don't have. I should have picked it up. I don't know why I left it behind. It was in beautiful shape. I'll grab it next time I'm there. But I saw Black over there in the Xbox, which was a great game. They have complete PSP stuff here. I made $5 complete in beautiful shape. You can't really beat that. What do we have here? NBA Live, 08. There's some movies. There's Hot Shot Golf. SSX is over there. And then I see this copy here of Blitz. What is this, Overtime? I've never seen this game before, but Blitz is a cool series. It's kind of the more arcadey sports games. And then at the bottom, you have all this random stuff. Here's a copy of Wii Sports Resort. As I always say, check the case. There's Ratatouille in there and Just Dance 2. I'm pretty sure they're all scratched to hell. And then as I'm going through there, I find this copy of Wii Sports, and this was just beat. I mean, look at the bottom of this. $5, not even really worth it. So here's what I ended up picking up. This is that P90X set again. If you are looking for a workout to do at home, it's an excellent workout. I did it for like a full year and never looked better. Tony Horton is just great. The workouts are great. He's just a really like positive guy, and just in general, it's just a great workout. Here's that copy of Diablo 3. I picked it up only because it was $4. This disc says disc 1 of 1 on it, which confused me when I opened it, thinking there was going to be a second disc. I don't know why you would even put that on there. And then here is the $2 wired Xbox controller. It does not have the breakaway cable, but I have a bunch of spares that I had found in my various thrifting adventures. And then here's the rest of the stuff. Here's Red Dead Redemption. It is complete and in beautiful shape. Again, I know this is like the third copy I picked up, but I really couldn't leave that for $2. There's a copy of Wii Sports Resort. Again, the case is beat to hell, but it did what it was supposed to do. The game disc is in beautiful shape. Like I said, just dig. People just walk by that stuff. Here's the 2 breakaway cables that came with the original Xbox controller. Now, these are not first party, but they're 50 cents a piece, and I have a couple of controllers that need them. Now here is a official NES AV cable or SNES AV cable. Guy wanted $5 for this last week, along with these 2 dongles for Rock Band. These are for the Wii. He wanted $5 a piece on all of those, so I left them last week and I asked him how much they were this week, and he told me they were $1 for the Nintendo AV cable and 50 cents a piece on the dongle, so I really couldn't pass that up. Oh, and then finally, this is the stuff I pulled out of the wall. Here's Blitz Overtime. $5 in beautiful shape. I mean, I don't see a lot of PSP stuff, and I've been trying to collect for it because it is a cool kind of oddball system at this point. And then there was a copy of Champions of North. I probably walked by this a dozen times, but when I saw it, I had to jump on it. The guy told me it was only $5, so I got both of those for 10. But what have you been playing, listening to, reading? What have you picked up? Thank you for watching, and as always, stay nerdy.
Getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on.
I got a raging nerd on.